Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your full moon in Gemini reading. This full moon is happening on December 4th. I believe it's at 12 degrees of Gemini, so the sun will be sitting at 12 degrees of Sagittarius, and the moon will be in opposition at 12 degrees of Gemini. The first energy showing up for you is the Three of Pentacles. I feel there's something that you have been working on. What's the bottom of the deck? Ooh, I feel whatever this is, you're keeping hidden, you're not telling anybody about. I do feel like you're building something, trying to build something, working on towards building something. This is a full moon. Wow. I was going to say, this is a full moon, so it's typically we're looking about releasing something and we see the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like something could be blocking your growth, your expansion. We see the Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I feel behind the scenes you are doing something. You may be hiding this. I kind of feel you're hiding it because there's an energy or you sense an energy around you trying to block this growth, this expansion, this building of something. Next card that comes up, the Fool card. Wow, really nice energy. Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel like there has been a challenge and someone has overcome or is overcoming whatever this challenge is. It feels whatever this energy is showing up to me looking or feeling like is there has been a block. I kind of feel like somebody has discovered this, they recognize this, they're aware of it. So I feel like they're behind the scenes doing whatever it is they're doing. They're kind of keeping this hidden. And I feel like it's in regards to taking a leap of faith, going in a new direction, having a new beginning again, but it does feel like they're keeping this, you know, on the down, like they're not disclosing this. We have the Knight of Cups showing up next. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. This feels very, I feel like a maturity as far as feelings, emotions, relationships go. I feel like there is some sort of growth or expansion. Again, it feels like in elevating, like somebody maturing on an emotional level, that sort of energy. But it went from the page to the knight, versus going from the knight to the king. So I'm still feeling there is some sort of immature energy or an energy that is mature, maybe, or immature. I feel like there is an energy that has matured, but it's still at an immature level, if that makes any sense, right? Um, that feeling is just there. It just feels to me like even though it's evolved, ascended, grown, developed, that sort of thing, it still hasn't mastered something. It's giving me that vibe. So we'll get some clarity on this. Let's take a look. Give us one more. Oops, here we go. High Priestess is the next card that shows up. This is somebody is trusting their intuition. Somebody is about to speak something out, take action. Somebody is about to move forward quite quickly, being propelled forward. I know you can't see because it's I put this deck off to the side, but when I was looking at propelling forward, what are they propelling forward to? What is happening here? What are they having a breakthrough? This is the Empress energy. They're breaking through something that has been blocking, keeping them stuck. They're heading in the direction of something that's going to grow, that's going to flourish, they're going to be able to nurture and see it develop. There is an intentional energy, I feel. And when I see this high priestess up here, I'm feeling like somebody intuitively knew it. They knew, and I do feel like somebody has recognized where an immature energy has matured, but it's not mastered that realm of maturity in their feelings within relationships. That sort of energy is how it's given to me. Let's go get some clarity. Let's ask about what's going on with this Three of Pentacles. Ooh, wow, there was a lot of energies that wanted to come out. I'm going to pick them up. They are on the ground. I'm going to keep some of them, some I'm not. I'll tell you why. But there's the first energy that did pop up, and that was right in my hand. So yes, happily presenting that one. and that is talking about the Three of Wands. So somebody is there, they've already made the choice and decision. In the past, they've made a choice and decision. They're working on growing, expanding, moving forward towards their ships coming in, right? You see threes here twice, so number 33, that is a master number, and it's definitely, I'll even here, I'm going to leave these here. Oh, well, you can't even see them. Sorry, they're off screen. But I will give you the message out of my angel number book for the number 33 because I feel it's going to mean something to someone. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. Love and peace. 33 speaks of love and peace. You are never alone. Your angels are with you, listening and receiving your prayers, but they want you to stretch a little further. What can you do to help yourself today? Reflect on a present problem and think of one way to make it slightly less difficult. No matter how small the action, it matters. And I was talking about somebody growing, expanding, that sort of energy. Okay. I was also talking about an energy that's over here, which I'm not out here to clarify right now, but these are the ones that fell on the floor. You can see there were two energies that showed up upright. So I will bring these two to the table. We see the Three of Fire, the King of Fire, and oops, sorry, and the Knight of Fire. So there's that Knight energy. Now, remember over here when I was talking about an energy and it went from the page to this Knight, and I said where it was an immature, emotionally immature energy, and now it's evolved, like it's matured a little bit, but it hasn't quite mastered. We can look over here, and this is what I was talking about over there, but I'm seeing it here where I'm seeing the Knight of Wands energy going to the King of Wands energy. So this is definitely giving me a maturity. This is giving me a mastering, right? It's gone from that energy of kind of being flighty all over the place, could have been player sort of energy, or just an energy that really was like very active, but not necessarily grounded, if that makes any sense. Maybe in the direction they were taking, the leadership they were meant, something like that, the leadership actions they were taking. I feel like someone has now mastered that. And this really does give me that vibe of where, maybe someone has ascended and someone else hasn't, right? Somebody's still immature. I do feel like it comes to in regards to feelings, relationships, that sort of energy, where there is a mastering and a maturity of somebody being a leader, taking action, solid, stable action. Now, I'm not going to pull these cards that were face down, but I will show them to you, and they did show up. They're all in reverse. So there's the Emperor in reverse. We see the Four of Wands in reverse. We see the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And we see the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is a pretty intense energy that is all showing up in reverse. I feel like there was a destabilizing energy that, like, I don't feel there was any growth and expansion. See where I was talking about one energy matured, one energy has not. One energy in here has mastered, and another energy has not. We did see the Empress show up. She was upright. Now we're seeing the Emperor, and this is in the reverse. So this to me, and then that Queen of Swords in reverse, no one wants that energy because this is a very, very evil, cruel, like just very low energy when you see the Queen of Swords in reverse. It's not gender specific, can be a man or a woman, but this energy is manipulative. They're a liar, they deceive, they will do whatever it takes to get what they want. And I feel like there is a crumbling. Like this is somebody who could have been a tyrant, somebody really trying to control through some sort of lies, deceit, manipulation. I feel whatever that was, maybe at one point these cards could have been upright, but they're in reverse now. So the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this is like, I'm not working on this situation anymore. Four of Wands in the reverse, this is like a celebration or a disconnection or something really dissolving when it comes to a foundation a partnership, something like that is how I'm feeling. I'm not pulling these cards out, but I am saying because they did fall. So I do feel like that deceptive energy I was talking about really gives me the vibe of what I'm feeling right now, where somebody is really seeing, right? This is a full moon in Gemini. So it's going to reveal, it's going to uncover in order to release things that have been hidden when it comes to thoughts, ideas, information, conversations. For some people, this will be about siblings. You know, take what resonates, release what doesn't. You can look at what area of your chart this is in. That will help give you additional information. But this is telling me someone has matured. They're taking control of their life. They're leading their life in a different way. And I feel like behind the scenes, what people don't see about all of this is that somebody is making plans. They're taking action. They're doing something behind the scenes to bring forth a new beginning, because that new beginning is front row and center in this. I feel like they are aware that there's energies around them trying to stop, block, slow them down. I feel like intentionally create lack, like lack of resources in order to take action, something like that. I don't feel like that's going to be how this end ultimately plays out. There's the Page of Swords right there. I do feel bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. What's underneath her? The Ace of, wow. So I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands to the Six of Pentacles to the Five of Wands. This gives me that energy. Like I said, this feels to me like there is an energy, and it's this energy over here that I don't feel is a mature, like either mature wise when it comes to solid, stable, long-term connections, relationships, or somebody immature when it comes to their emotions, their feelings, that sort of thing. This Page of Swords gives me the vibe of somebody who is really immature. Behind the scenes, they're paying attention, they're gathering information, they're looking at some sort of things, and whatever I feel like they're looking at, it's in order to create a block, right? The next card that shows up is the Queen of Wands. You see the King of Wands, you see the Queen of Wands are both out here. These are a match. This is an alignment. So something is aligning. And I do feel, even though there is this energy that's trying to sabotage this, bottom of the deck, look, sabotage this. Sabotage this by getting somebody up in their head, keeping somebody over. And look at, you even see the spirit, right? Like a spirit is trying to haunt somebody. And like I feel get them caught up in their head so they ultimately don't take action and walk away. I feel like somebody is walking away. They're heading towards a new beginning, and somebody is literally like feeling, recognizing and feeling the loss of whatever this is going to be and the burdens that will be ultimately on their shoulders. And that's the truth with the King of Swords. So I feel like this immature energy knows that, like it just feels, and I did see that Queen of Pentacles, so this could have been somebody who was connected someone to someone, and it was for what they could get, right? This isn't somebody who's nurturing, caring, loving, kind, all of those things. This is somebody who is materialistic, money hungry, gold digger, that sort of energy. Doesn't want to lose this. I don't know if it's what it is. You take what resonates. You know, I feel like they don't want to lose this ATM. Is how I'm feeling. Like this energy that gives, and that sort of stuff is how I'm feeling about all of this. But I do feel somebody is going to be doing just that. I feel like they are balancing things out right now, more so behind the scenes, and they're about ready to flaunt this. They're about ready to show the world this with that King of Wands showing up. They're about to bring forth a discovery. They've seen, see that, look at on this Hermit card. This is clarifying the Fool card. So somebody has gained wisdom and knowledge. They've discovered a snake. There's been something illuminated. Wow. They've recognized a snake that's had them unable to see clearly, see the truth, see the way forward. Seven of Cups was underneath that with the Ace of Wands right there. Somebody has been stuck. It's like trapped and bound and really having a challenging time understanding. I don't feel like it's understanding why. I feel like it's seeing why. I feel like for a long time somebody didn't recognize or see a snake that was in their camp, and that snake was blocking them from ascending, from growing, from moving forward, from aligning. Now that it has been discovered, I already feel like somebody's known about this. So this is no, I'm not telling somebody something they don't know. They do know this. They just have not been, it's like they're not aware on how to move forward with what they knowing that they've discovered a snake in their camp, right? There's the Four of Cups. Two fours out here like that. Both of these are feeling to me like somebody was trying to block. There's the Strength card, Major Arcana card at the bottom of the deck. A lot of fire energy. I feel like somebody is going to reject and release. Um, I feel a snake. And even when you see this offer, right? Like there feels like there's an offer, or there was, could have even been in the past tense, where this person really couldn't see what was in this cup. See the cup, how high it is, and it's being offered to somebody, but they couldn't necessarily see what was in that cup. I feel like they know what was in that cup now. I feel like they recognize that cup was filled with confusion, delusion, um, emotional turmoil, like a lot of smoke and mirrors, that sort of energy. And now I feel like that now that they've discovered where the snake in that situation, right? They're rejecting that energy. They're blocking that out. They're having the strength, courage, and confidence to take action. There is judgment. You see the Strength card, Queen of Pentacles, the Judgment card. There is judgment being rendered to in regards to a choice or a decision. This feels to me like this, the judgment is offering and like in lighting up a path, a direction, right, for someone to see. They have to trust their intuition. The moon is underneath that with the Six of Swords as well. I also feel like this is something that only the person that I'm talking to, you're the only one who can, right? Like this is something you have to do on your own. This is not something somebody can do for you or help you with. This is, soul searching, gaining that wisdom and insight. There's a Emperor showing up right now. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. This is what I'm feeling. Somebody is definitely meant to align with being a true leader, really becoming stable and abundant in this physical realm, right? And I feel like there's been an energy that's tethered or tried to tether itself to this energy, but ultimately that connection, that tethering has, like, if you are meant, you could be meant to have this, be big boss material, have the Ten of Pentacles and all of that. But if you have an energy that it's tethering itself to you that you don't release, you're just delaying and slowing down the advancement or the claiming or the receiving of whatever this is, right? This is about where someone has to mature and take action, be the leader of their own life, big boss material. And that's not always a pleasant thing to do, right? When you have to say no, or when you have to, cut some things off, or, that sort of thing. So I do feel like somebody is trying not to be cut off. I just feel cut off because I feel whatever way they are tethered or connected to someone's energy, I feel like it's bringing down the energy that's meant to go into this true leadership and receive this Ten of Pentacles. And I'm also feeling it's like this person could not have a life that they live without being tethered to that energy, right? So this is someone who could never be independent, self-sufficient, whereas the leader, the true leader, can. Like they have to take that leap of faith to know that they can invest their time, energy, and effort into themselves, and kind of like be uh, fearless when it comes to having a safety blanket or a security net or something like that. It's feeling like to me. The next card that popped up was the Seven of Pentacles. This is about investing their time, energy, and effort into something. And I feel like with nothing blocking them, holding them back, trying to sabotage them along the way. This is really the energy. It's giving me the vibe of somebody having to reject energies that are ultimately not for someone's greater good, that are really snakes in the grass and just don't want to be exposed and seen for who they are. They cloak themselves, they hide that energy in order to stay connected in the I feel like with the intent to be sitting at this Ten of Pentacles with this true leader. It's not going to work like that. It's just not going to work like that. There's the sun underneath the bottom of the deck. So the sun talks about illumination. It talks about fun, joy, love, happiness. And I feel like until something is illuminated, right? Got the sun card to the tower underneath it by bringing something right down and a new beginning happening. Like this is something like, no, like the sun is going to shine the light. It's going to illuminate the truth of a situation. That truth is going to bring a tower kicking out. You see the energies being cast out of that castle, out of that tower, in order for this fresh start and this new beginning, because there's that new beginning showing up front row and center of this. And this is what is meant to be. Like there is something that is meant to, the snakes are meant to be cast out. The things that are blocking, stopping, slowing somebody's energy down, that are just there for material gain or for their own, it just feels like materialistic reasons, like those are being cast aside, right? And this card did, I don't know if you heard it fall on the floor, but it did show up. This high priestess knows, somebody intuitively knows something's coming down. There is going to be a tower. There is going to be a lightning, a strike of lightning. Again, that Gemini energy. I'm feeling that Uranus energy, which is in Taurus right now. So with this Gemini full moon, this could be that discovery of whatever was hidden that brings forth the truth and totally radically shifts and changes a situation. And I do feel like it's a physical situation. Uranus is in Taurus. So this talks about things in the physical world, things people value, things like that, their money, their resources, all of that. But what I'm feeling is happening is that there is an energy that is somehow tethered, connected, that is a snake that's been cloaking themselves, that are trying to stay connected to a situation for material gain, wealth. They find value in a situation that really isn't aligned. And I feel like the universe is showing up, exposing the snakes and bringing the tower to release all of that energy. So it feels like a very powerful full moon in Gemini for you, Pisces. And then there's the page of Pentacles, which is showing up, and the Eight of Wands, which is showing up after that. So it does feel to me that the discovery of all of this, the being able to take action on all of this, stabilizing oneself, having faith in oneself, being able to, tap into their strength, courage, and confidence to lead themselves out of a situation and into another situation. Once this, like, I feel like the initiation of this, once this gets activated, and I do feel like this is going to show up around this full moon, it is bringing a fresh start, a new beginning to someone in their physical realm. I feel like someone's really going to enjoy the experience of releasing a financial burden. It feels to me like if this isn't a connection, like if this is about a career, like somebody's letting go of a dead end job to really tap into one that's going to be more prosperous for them. If this is about a relationship, somebody's getting ready to drop some materialistic energy, that's going to have to fend for themselves. And it did look like that weren't going to be a good situation for that. But anyhow, for the person who is doing this, this is talking about that new beginning that can propel you forward quite quickly, advancing you because you're dropping this weight that you're carrying unnecessarily. So now I'm going to just pull a few messages from the mindful messages. This is just hopefully going to help you with the energy that you are dealing with this full moon in Gemini. The first card that comes out says, It says on the top of this person's headband, do your best, doing our best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay. No matter the outcome, I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. And I do feel someone has done just that. I just feel like they've advanced, they've matured. Like I said, there felt like there were two energies from the word grow, and one is more mature, is mastering um themselves, and the other is not. And so that's just the energy I'm feeling with this. The next card that came out is the card of personal journey, and this card says, I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else's. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. We did pick that energy out of here. So, yes, I would absolutely think very fitting for this reading. So, let's keep moving. These cards really want to pop right out for you. The next card is projecting. Rather than reacting and projecting my emotions onto others, I remember no one is to blame. No one is responsible for the emotions that I feel. When someone says or does something that brings up strong emotions within me, I have the choice in how I respond. I kind of feel like that was that energy that was going to try to jab, poke, do whatever. There does feel to me like there was an energy that wasn't emotionally mature, or even if it did, it once upon a time felt really immature. And now I feel like it is maturing, but not mastered. Like this is an energy that has not mastered the realm of emotions, of their feelings, that sort of energy. The next card that shows up for you says infinite creativity. At any moment, I'm able to tap into an infinite source of energy and creativity within me. Unique ideas flow through each one, capable of blossoming into beautiful creations. I did feel that energy of behind the scenes. Somebody is working on something. I do feel like that's going to grow, evolve, and expand. Like they're thinking outside the box, I feel, because I feel like they had to be creative in, the energy and how they were navigating the situation. Like knowing you're around a bunch of snakes, right? Like that's not a very safe, secure feeling, right? And I feel like somebody was really being very creative in the way they were navigating this situation, that I feel ultimately, intuitively, that they are, like, they're releasing themselves from. They're moving away from. They're disconnecting from that energy. They're cutting that energy off. If somebody's trying to block you to grow, evolve, ascend, to prosper, those aren't your friends. None of your friends would do that for you, to you. True friends wouldn't. Next card that came out is up and out. To heal the parts of me that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. And yeah, so I do feel like this was, I mean, at one point, I feel like maybe this could have been emotional for you, a hard thing, like could have brought some heartbreak with it. But I feel like someone has healed from that. They've matured from that. They've taken, their power back. They've stepped into their strength. They're ready to be a true leader. Follow my joy is the last card I'm pulling for this message today. And it says, today I will I enjoy doing, the things that make me feel good and raise my mood. Then I'll pick one or as many as I feel guided to and go do it. When I am having fun and enjoying life, I'm in a state of allowing for all that I desire. And that is so true. Everybody, I'm sure, can resonate with that. You know it. When your vibe is good, you're happy, your heart is happy, your soul is happy, your spirit is happy, you just attract these high vibrational energies into you. I feel like somebody has learned something very significant along this part of their journey. It does feel like it was maybe one of life's tougher lessons or experiences, but nonetheless, I do see an energy that has done just that. They've grown through this. They've they've matured through whatever this situation is. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like there's a whole different, like this person. I think it was all last year, even this year. I've felt that song up quite a few times. A whole new world. And so I do feel like we have been in this energy for a while of really, evaluating, adjusting, and, like creating a new vision board even on what the future looks like, what our desired outcome looks like, that sort of energy. And I do feel with what I'm seeing right now is someone is it's just feeling like that all powerful knowing, like I'm not in the right place, or I'm not with the right company, or I'm not around the right energies, something like that. Something like I feel like somebody really knew they weren't in alignment with some energies that were around them. I don't feel like they necessarily could see these energies. I feel like those energies really cloaked themselves and were good at manipulating and hiding their true, authentic energy. I don't feel like that's the case anymore. It very well could be that this full moon in Gemini brings that to the surface, right? And it is able to be seen. I kind of feel someone's already known about it intuitively. They've known something was blocking, or something really wasn't growing, evolving. Like it just felt like there was something that was off. And I feel like things get aligned through some minor adjustments. And part of this feels to me like it's accepting the truth of who these snakes are and casting them out. So I do hope this serves you well. I send you love and light. Please don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate you. Have a great day, Pisces.